What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time dropping in, Tommy Kittner here. Today we're just doing shop things. So already this morning we just got a new clutch in this, getting it set up on the Haltech. So I'm just really doing some drivability, so just kind of walking y'all through the process. So I'm letting the car get up to temperature, and then what we try to do is get it really aggravated, make sure nothing's gonna affect the idle or drivability. And then you want your corrections in between plus or minus 5%. And then with the Haltech, you know, you got your cam control, how you set up your boost. So on this one, it's just going to be zero output for right now, and then we can actually set it up like boost by gear, or we usually just do this closed loop target. So then we can hit the boost that we want in the desired RPM range. If you do have a newer STI, you can, there's the S drive on your, or this is the WRX, but on your STI we can set it up for Sport Sharp, and that changes your pedal and everything depending on what position you're in. So if you're interested in, and this car doesn't have drive-by-wire because it's 02 Bugeye. So just kind of showing you the Haltech setup, and then she's got a bunch of gauges. I mean, you can basically look at everything, and then you can set up these as tabs yourself. But just figured we'll run you through getting your STI or WRX set up on Haltech, because we're knocking one out this morning. And guys, if you do have a Bugeye WRX or something like that, and it doesn't even have to be a Subaru, it can be anything, but we can add like drive-by-wire on this. You just have to make sure you pick the right ECU. So it at least has to be a 1500, which I think we did put a 1500 on this one. The 2500 will do a drive-by-wire too. It'll just give you more abilities to do more injectors and more ignition coils. So at the minimum you need is a 1500. I probably would recommend doing the 2500, because with the 1500 you'd have to do, like, not to do drive-by-wire, but to add other features like EC, or just oil pressure, all your extra sensors. You're going to have to do a can expander, and then so you're not saving any money just going with the 1500 unless you're just wanting to do the bare minimum. So the 2500 is a good one because it just gives you a lot of inputs and a usability for, like, not just getting set up with your wideband and then your harness and then getting the car running. Then you can add your oil pressure sensor, fuel pressure, you know, just coolant pressure, just so if you're trying to lift a head or anything like that, we can set up those parameters, and then it will shut your car down in the event one of those things are happening. If you drop fuel pressure, if your oil pressure drops, then there's a severity of safeties that we can put on there. So we'll just take this one for a little cruise and make sure it drives good, and then give it back to the customer, let them put 1,000 miles or so on it to break this clutch in, and then this one will come back and we'll turn it up. And guys, this one right here is a 2.5 hybrid build. So it has the 2.0 heads, and then it's a 2.5 short block. And I forgot, because it's been so long since I've done one of these, how good they respond. Like, just the low end torque is really nice on them compared to the 2 liter. But I mean, just a little bit of the gas, and it's on top of things. It climbs hills nice too, which you don't really notice until you get into a Bugeye with the 2-liter. But I'm just putting some miles on this, getting some data, make some corrections. But the car runs really smooth, probably way smoother than it does on the stock ECU. Watch how it climbs these hills. And that's no extra throttle input or anything. It's just also makes you remind you how good the Bugeyes are, especially with just a little TLC. Good looking car too. Really clean. And I can't believe I get paid to do this. It's still crazy. Like, this is my job. Sometimes we even like clutch kicking in, make sure it doesn't die under deceleration or anything. And if this car had a good clutch in it, you know what would go down right here. Guys, I'm just going to put some more miles on this car, and then it should be ready to go back to the customer. She's going to break in the clutch and bring it back, and then we'll add some boost to this thing, because I think it's going to be a good setup when it's finished. And I think it's just got an STI turbo on it. I don't know if she plans to put more in it, but it does have the ability to go ethanol because it's got 1050s in it. So I think she's just going to stay 93 for right now, but she might do a flex fuel sensor and add some ethanol to it. We'll have to see. Alright guys, I got the Bugeye squared away. Let's see what else we got to do today.
Don't forget about Slush, September 28th. Sign up, show up, roll racing, drag racing, autocross. I think they're doing this here too. Road course racing, hot laps, everything. Car show.
Let's go. We'll be there. Duncan's going to be there. That R34 is going to be there. So let's go. Oh, what's going on? It's too bright.
I have that effect on people.
Do you want to show them the new Haltech? Since I've started the video out doing Haltech on the Bugeye. Alright, while you grabs that, we just finished up knocking out this one too. It's a built motor, still stock turbo, bigger injectors, and then we just put it on Haltech too.
Should I grab the plug and play too?
So this is the new S-Line.
Yep. Boom.
Boom. So we will be trying out this on Adrian's dad's.
Yeah,
Bugeye.
60-year-old man. Bugeye, full STI swap. We're putting a built motor in it now.
We're doing the hybrid too.
The hybrid, yep, 2.5 hybrid.
Yep.
It's already got a Blausch turbo. It'll be on Haltech.
Yep.
It's got 6-speed trans, 6-speed brakes, 6-speed knuckles, 6-speed. It's an STI.
Yeah, it's an STI. But guys, this will allow you to we're going to be able to check out the feature where you can Wi-Fi from your phone.
Yep.
To
So you'll be able to use the Haltech app.
Yep.
And you'll also be able to Wi-Fi tune.
Yep. And we'll be showing you that too, because I showed them a little bit on the Bugeye. So, and then I'll pull up the file from this car so I can show you the S-Drive stuff and how like you can make different boosts, different throttle mapping. But this is supposed to give us a lot more features, so we're going to
more powerful than the Elite as well.
Yeah.
In terms of processing power, I guess
Yep.
you could say. But it looks very similar to the R3, R5. You can tell it's basically the same casing. It just doesn't have the terminals for the battery, because this is not a PDM.
Yes.
Like the other two are.
Yeah.
But it does offer a lot of the stuff that the Nexus R series, which Haltech is calling the S2, S3 the Street series, and the R3 and R5 the Race series ECUs.
Yeah.
So
this one's more friendly in the means of you don't have to get too in depth with the wiring, because with the R5 is like a full-on, full-blown race car.
Yeah. For example, like any of the Subarus, unless they're full-blown race cars, there's no reason to pull out every relay fuse to rewire the whole car from scratch when you can just use this and basically
get going and get to the track.
Yep. But just like the Elites, it does have onboard map sensor. You do get more inputs and outputs with this than you do with the Elite. It does have a bigger connector. And technically you can convert your already Elite powered car to this. We just got to repin the plugs. So, you know, 2 hours of labor.
Yeah. But guys, we just wanted to give you a quick introduction to the new S-Line, and then this is the S3 that we're going to try out. So they come out the S2, it's got a little less, like you only do 4 injectors. This one allows you to do more injectors, more ignition pull packs.
Yep.
So we're going to go with it out of the gate, and then we'll be making maps for it and supporting it. But we wanted to personally get our hands on it and test it and see how it goes before we offer it.
Yep. So the old man's gonna be the first one to try it.
Yep. But let's move on. Updates on David's car. We do have the engine in. We still got to get everything bolted up. So we just got it set off in here, and we just got to get everything bolted up. Just give him a quick update.
Started getting the accessories and everything on. But,
yep.
Really, it's just
time.
Just getting more time.
Yeah.
I know that while it was here, he decided to go ahead and do suspension, coilovers, and all that stuff too. So we're gonna go ahead and knock that out for him at the same time, and get this one on a Haltech as well.
Yep. So we powder coated his intake black, and then his intercooler's like a gunmetal color.
Yep.
It was originally red. He got a deal on it, but it kind of gives it a cool effect because it's like through the fins it looks red.
Yeah.
I mean, you can barely see it, but real good. I think it'd be a good combo. Brighten it up in there. But just wanted to give y'all guys an update and go from there. And then what else do you got like to do to your GTR before we can go back to the track?
I got a whole list. Really, a health check is one of the big things. I did put the 2600s in it, so we should have all the fuel. We put a bigger nitrous jet. We went from a 75 shot to a 150 shot.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And then I also swapping out that relay for one that we can pulse with, modulate. So if we only need a 75 shot, we can pulse it to kind of give it a 75 shot, and then, you know, basically then we can feed it a different amount of nitrous at different parts of the track.
Right.
So just more in depth there. Spark plugs, double checking spark plugs. I put new ones in before I put the trans in, so these literally have like 100 miles on them, if that. But we beat the crap out of it that night, and we used nitrous, so I just want to double check them.
No, doesn't hurt.
I dang sure did not do an oil change before I did the trans. So
I thought we were supposed to do an
oil change. Is It's still green though.
No, I know.
I run the Brad Penn green
Yeah.
oil in it. It's still nice and green. So
Okay.
I mean, it still probably only has 800, 500 miles on that oil.
Yeah,
So
but
it's not like I drive it a whole lot.
It's been through some things.
Yeah. And then just checking trans fluid. We had a trans line leak on the car.
Yep.
So I got to double check my hard lines and make sure one of my flares didn't fail or something like that.
Right.
Because the trans line was only leaking when it was seeing, 50 to 100 pounds of pressure.
Yep.
So I can't get it to do it at idle.
And then are you going to put another sensor on the other side, or are you going to wait until...
in order to put that other sensor in, I got to pull the trans.
Oh.
So
So
that's going
we'll
to
be waiting.
as is. For
That's a winter project.
Yeah. Or a RB30 project.
Oh, or that.
If I got to pull the motor, I might as well pull the trans.
Yeah.
But
Makes sense.
a bunch of that stuff. Bigger wastegate spring. So I think the lowest we can go right now is 19 pound or 20 pound.
20 pounds, I think.
So, but that also makes it so we can't go
Above 40.
above 40. So I don't know. I was
20
trying to figure that out last
like
night.
a 25.
Because technically in the video from us taking it to the track, we were technically launching it on about 20 pound, 22 pound. So I don't know if I want to have the lowest boost it can make open wastegate
Well, do we
being 25 pound.
do we 4-port it
So I'm wondering if I don't need to do a 4-port
or onboard air?
I don't want to do onboard air. Not yet. I mean, it'll get it sooner or later, but I don't really want to deal with that right now.
Oh, okay.
That's after cage and stuff like that.
Well, then what if we put like a 22 in it?
Because I don't know if that's really going to... Is it the headache of swapping the spring worth it for 2 extra pounds or 4 extra pounds up top? Probably not.
No, probably not.
So I got to find that happy
Well,
spot.
either that or we can just dial in the 60 on this engine, and
I just want the 5.
that's what... Well, I mean,
So,
we can get that on what we
It
got.
might be able to do it on 40 pound. We can just cram it down its
If-
throat earlier and use more nitrous.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're already using more nitrous. So.
I mean, if we get the 60 down to what we need it to, or what the car can actually do, it's soft right now, so...
Yeah. And at the last video, the very last pass, it seemed like it was starting to get on the tire a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean...
we have some fixes for that. Well, it was also... I followed down a car that had their AC on and like straight
Right.
tires, so that's not going to help. But we also got bigger tires for the car now.
But that's what I'm saying, and we haven't even like... We're not even doing a burnout yet.
No,
so
we're not
it's
doing a
like-
burnout. I'm not doing a burnout. We haven't touched any of the suspension settings. We haven't.
So,
I've done one alignment on the car in the last 3 years. Like,
yeah.
there's a whole bunch.
Which now it needs a totally different alignment for
Yeah.
the new setup.
Yeah, we actually got to
But-
put positive camber in the car, so the tires
Yeah.
sit like that.
And
so that when it squats down, the tires come flat.
And you should be getting your wheels back from powder coat soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
That they haven't seen.
Yeah.
Well, technically they've seen them, I guess.
They've seen the wheels. They just,
Not the new color.
yeah. So
But
we'll see. Hopefully that looks good.
yeah. But just want to give y'all guys what's going on this. Well, this will be Tuesday, but y'all see it Wednesday. All right. Well, today is Wednesday. We've been time traveling, I guess.
Yeah.
So you'll see this Friday. Well, yeah, because we don't. I've been trying to shoot for either we upload on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But with the chaos going on, we're trying to get the Bugeye done, this 18 done, and we still got 2 GTRs to jump on, and another GTR to wrap up, and another built motor and Haltech to do on a white STI over there.
And another GTR coming next month.
Yeah,
And
so we're just trying to keep up with things and get y'all some videos. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Adrian, take us out.
No, not my job.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.